Test. So let's start. I want to talk about bit test of so let's some things that are going to happen soon. I found out crazy stuff and I'm going to report it now. First, we should start with the previous update about food prices. I created this video in November 2020 talking about food prices analyzed by Google Trading. And food prices kept going up. And we're talking about Bitcoin now. So we have big fishes entering the Bitcoin market. One of the things that I'm most surprised is that MicroStrategy, a business intelligence CEO and a company, which is very, very important. This is Michael Saylor, entered big on Bitcoin, and we have a Bitcoin impressive rally. And what was analyzing the Bitcoin, and I discovered that Bitcoin stopped in a clear Fibonacci area, which is a Fibonacci extension. And the movement of Bitcoin is telling me that very interesting that Bitcoin went to a level of movement that started for me, and these kind of objectives were forgotten. The real moment that Bitcoin exploded was when Bitcoin went above the 12K, 13K, and the level it conquered in June of 2019 in June. So this level, when it was broke up, we have the real explosion that it went as far as a very important level. If I make a zoom, that change, it was impressively making a top there. I'm shocked because this is the Fibonacci extension 261 of Bitcoin, which means that for me, and this is a surprise, that Bitcoin will be trapped between these two levels, 20K, 28K, 40, 39K, and I believe that if Bitcoin surpass this level, which I'm not sure, I believe Bitcoin could really try to close all this gap, and it could crash up to here, even though I don't believe so. Bitcoin could go as low as between 21 and 28. This sum, I believe that if Bitcoin manages to go above 41, and especially about this level, which is 39K, the next target will be for me 57K. That's the real target if Bitcoin goes above this level. So I saw the Fibonacci a lot, and it's beautiful. So I believe that Bitcoin could go to 57K if it managed to resist this area. My belief is that gold is weak. It also stuck. It's not pushing down, and the charts are saying me that Bitcoin is strong. What is going on with Bitcoin? Since I'm somehow an insider, I want to tell you what I am very, very surprised. Check this article by Bloomberg. Ray Dalio, which is one of the asset managers, he controls almost 100 billion US dollars, and Ray Dalio 100 billion dollars, and he is watching cryptocurrency and say, hey, I want cryptocurrency for two new funds. And this is today news. This is guys managed 100 billion US dollar. We have CEOs starting to look the cryptocurrencies way late in the party, but they're still entering. And he goes as far. This is a guy who I respect a lot, and I like whatever he says. And he say, "Hey, there are risks. There are risks. This is disruptive. There are risks." And um, he says that, like, he is very worried about a dollar debasement. He started to talk about dollar debasement. So they are trying to offer alternative to their customers protection, because they know that inflation is going to go up, especially if COVID monetary stimulus keep pumping by the Federal Reserve this year. I don't believe so. I believe that they will try to stop all the pumping. And Dalio goes as far as saying, "Hey, Bitcoin as a long duration option on a highly unknown future." It clearly said, "I'm not sure," and they say it means that it could go as low as 80%. So he's not very sure about the future of Bitcoin. And one of the things and the most important risk that he addressed in this article is that it could be attacked by governments. This is one of my main concerns about the cryptocurrency market. What happens if cryptocurrency are attacked by governments and replaced by the CBDCs, the central bank digital currency? There are like 40 or 50 projects in the hands of central bank technocrats, and they're going to replace the cryptocurrency market. They are now testing the acceptance and the risk. This is not over. I have to tell you even more amazing news about the cryptocurrency market. So keep following me, because this is amazing. So we have a disruptive technology that is changing, and we have big fishes entering the market. And check what you know, that the LIBOR market, which manages trillions in derivatives market, is being replaced by a new interest rate or different instruments because of the LIBOR scandal, the LIBOR gate scandal. So all the derivatives market and all the futures and the interest rate products are moving to new products. Okay, so to close this subject, the cryptocurrency market for me is a bit hot, but if Bitcoin keeps going up, the next target for me is 57k. 57k. Remember the number, because I believe that's the number. It will go very fast if Bitcoin manages to go back to the max, to this level. Then he will hit 57k immediately. If Bitcoin manages to quickly go up again, 57k. And if everything goes back bad for Bitcoin, first level support will be around 28k, or it will be a hard crash of 8k from here and covering this gap here. So it will be very nasty if it goes below 28 for Bitcoin. Bitcoin should stay above 28k, and if it manages to go up again, it will go directly for me. If it push about 39k, it will go up to 57k. Okay, and what are the amazing things about the cryptocurrency market? Ethereum. We say Bitcoin is a investment vehicle, and one of the fascinating things is this: soon, in a few days, you will have Bitcoin futures in the Chicago exchange, because Bitcoin is trading like a commodity now, legal in a legal market, and with Bitcoin futures and option futures, and now in February, Ether futures. So you can see that this is the Chicago exchange, and you can see that you have these trading products, which are the same place where all the big fishes play the commodity trading, and we have Ether products. And you have here a note that says subject to regulatory approval. So it means that maybe the CFTC has a word to say about this new product. So we have Ether Futures. This is a big fishes hedging their position, so it's a bit safer deal. And one of the crazy things is that the Federal Reserve endorsed Ethereum-backed alternative to LIBOR. Remember, I told you that Ameribor was playing to be the house for the LIBOR replacement. So a few months ago, you should start to connect the dots with me, what I'm trying to say. The world is changing so fast that I can follow all everything that's happening. So blockchain is taking control. It's taking control of the world's exchange. We are having very important movements and disruptive movements, and Ameribor is considering backing a new exchange back with Ethereum. So I don't know if you understand this, but it means that Ameribor can use Ethereum blockchains to capture a multi-trillionaire market for the interbank lending rates. It was 6 months ago. So now we have one of the largest markets, an exchange considering and preparing a whole market based on Ethereum technology. So we have February futures, Ethereum futures being launched in February, and we have the Federal Reserve, and we have all the dots that we must connect. And big fishes like the guy from MicroStrategy, Bridge Dalio, and I want to recover something from the article. Let's go back to this article by Ray Dalio. So if you check somewhere around here, you will say that Dalio, however, and he mentions that are other big fishes even more bullish than Ray Dalio. Okay, that's Paul Tudor Jones and Alan Howard. Big fishes are moving. BlackRock last week took its first step into cryptocurrency, and the firm notified regulators that cash settled Bitcoin futures. The website I have showed you a few seconds ago would be eligible investment in two of its funds. So these big fishes are preparing products for their customers because they offer them protection from a currency debasement of the US dollar. So this is the explanation that they are giving, how to safeguard wealth in a world of zero interest rates, debt monetization, and calls for fiscal spending. This is what Argentina government has been doing. Very low real interest rates, demonetization, and call for more fiscal spending because we have to protect the jobs and blah blah blah. So the world is doing what Argentina has already done in the past. So this normally ends bad for the value of your currency, especially in the US dollar and the euro market. Both zones are doing the same that Argentina did in the past, and it ends bad for the value of the currency. So you are connecting the dots with me. We have the explosion in the food prices I told you in November, and now I see that the price of gold February is usually from a stationary point of view a bad month for gold. normally makes a top around here and it starts to go down into May. So be careful with gold, be careful with Bitcoin. But hey, if Bitcoin surprises you and it keeps going up, I believe it could go as far as 57K, and I don't believe it will be easy for Bitcoin to crash or to surpass that level. So Bitcoin, Ethereum are here to stay for a long time. This is not something that will end next year. I believe that big fishes are saying, hey, we are moving. A BlackRock is, for me, a clear signal that we are going to have Bitcoin for a long time. Or maybe it will be a nice game that we keep the game running for a time. So I see still some strength in Bitcoin, but I believe that 57K is its target if it keeps going up. This is level 400. It's a level which is called a Fibonacci extension. Well, so we have that. If you want to check some gold news, you can go to goldseek.com, which is a website I have been reading for a long time. And now we have to talk about the GameStop drama. The GameStop drama is very interesting because there are no free markets in the United States. We saw that two platforms were blocking specific stocks, and this is very impressive, quite impressive. And there was a call to jump to a silver manipulation by the retail people as a vengeance and as an anti-system. Let me remind you that that kind of strategy happened with the Silver Liberation Army in the past, or the crash JP Morgan buy silver movement. Nothing happened, and please don't play that game. Please don't try to manipulate the price of silver up with a consortium of retail investors, because that already happened and silver went down, because you are playing the game which is an asymmetrical force against a cartel of big fishes that control official and government gold reserve at their disposal. So you cannot win that game. It's asymmetrical. And I think all these pump and dump schemes are just signals of the amount of liquidity in the market, because there are a lot of people talking, and especially retail, talking about pumping this, pumping that. That means that there is a lot of liquidity and maybe an excess of liquidity, maybe, just maybe, an excess of liquidity in the market. So protect your assets from these schemes that are always short-term lived, and don't go for pumping silver, especially in the worst month for me, which is February. I don't like February at all for gold from a cyclical and stational charts. It's always a bad month for me. I don't like February. There is no strength in February. So if they are calling to pump up the price of silver, just very close to the moment that gold tends to go down, I don't think it's not a good strategy if you like the seasonal charts. So be careful with that. So these are the impressive news. We have Ethereum Futures coming. We have Ameribor using Ethereum technology. We have big fishes, Bridgewater, BlackRock, which are very big fishes, talking now that they want Bitcoin product for the customers, and we have the Federal Reserve approving that, and we have strength in crypto assets that are being the real hedge about for now about the debasement of the US dollar, which is the final game in town. What are the central banks doing to hedge their positions against a US dollar debasement? Well, they are buying Standard & Poor's ETFs, and you can find that they are using the Standard & Poor's ETFs, the top 500 stocks in the United States, to hedge against a potential debasement. So we have an impressive future, and the future is being written now. I believe that governments could really attack the cryptocurrency market with regulation, with taxation. So that's for me the two highest risk for the Bitcoin, for the cryptocurrency markets, and for the cryptocurrency investors. That's the highest two risks. But this is very strange that they are going ahead and approving products and very big fishes are entering. So I say, are you serious? And I believe that this is one of the ways to escape a currency debasement. A safe way to avoid a currency debasement is to bet in stocks. So the stocks are high, but the risk of a debasement are also very high. So we have to check maybe some pullbacks in some stocks, and there are still some stocks and blue chips that are safe from the fundamental analysis view. I will reveal one of the cheap stocks I found in the Nasdaq. So I am saying everything now. Central banks are hedging their reserves against the USA stock market. So this is the game. All are going to get saved by the US stock market. Could it be a crash, a stock market crash, with this level of interest rates? I don't think so. We may be short-lived. But what happens if a second wave is coming or a new deadly virus coming? Well, that could change a lot. What happens if a deadly virus is combined with a cybersecurity black swan? That could be, for me, one of the combination of black swan that could take down everything, just like May of 2020. The combination of a cyber black swan with a new virus black swan, a mutation much more deadly, that could bring the whole world down again. Maybe it was talked about in some circles of high financial level. And I'm very concerned about the cybersecurity issue or cybersecurity risk, because that could take down all the markets immediately and very fast. If people can trust in the markets, or if in the devices, or in this electronic investment like the cryptocurrency market, with a market cap in Bitcoin of only Bitcoin of $600 billion. I remember that this number was 700 billion in 2017, which was the last top. I remember it was around this level, and now we have more volume, so more circulating supply. So now we are very close to the same market cap that it was in the previous high of 2017. And this is all on the news. We have news about we still, this is still buying in the Bitcoin prices, and it tests and cover the gap here. You can see that the Bitcoin was testing, it covered here. It's testing this level, and it's still strong. It's not going down. The people buying here and buying 1 week before. So Bitcoin is still holding. But I believe that this level is very important. I was tested, and 57k is the real target if this area here is surpassed. So this is all. I hope you enjoy this video updates, and take care. Goodbye.